Today, Rinpoche continued his commentary on Chandrakirti. One more time. Today, Rinpoche continued his commentary on Chandrakirti's entrance to the Middle Way, which, he explained, is an explanation of Nagarjuna's Mulya Madhyamika Karika, the root wisdom text. Allah Shenjo Jin, Chishina the Digson, Gangisina, Natsu the Jipa lesson, the Chishina the Dead Slot. Tearing up Becha Yure, Yabudu. Thank you for copying this, Ted. This will change everything. We're all set? Decent Rinpoche.
Yeah. Ta Oma la Jubas. Oma la Jubashiva, Oma de Oma Zawashelo Jagures.
Less so.
Oma la Jubashiva, Oma Zawashelo J.
Less so.
Jubashiva de or the Oma Jubat Jagures. Oma Jubat Zawashelo la Jubares. Jusen Karesana, Saba the Jashawa Nijikun Jubes. Oma la Jubas.
The Tama Yubeche, the Yanjur
Oma la Jubashiva, Oma Zawashelo J.
Less so.
Oma Zawashelo la Oma Jubat Jubares.
Less so.
Jusen Karesana, Saba the Jashawa Nijikun Jubes. Oma la Jubas.
It's Sawa Ninji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oma la Jubas, Oma Zawashelo. Oma Jubat, Oma Zawashelo la Jubares. Jusen Karesana, Saba the Jashawa Nijikun Jubes.
Less so. So here we're looking at the text that is called the Entrance to the Middle Way or the Introduction to the Middle Way by Master Chandrakirti. And this text is actually a commentary on Nagarjuna's Mulya Madhyamika Karika, the root wisdom text. And really this is an introduction or an entrance into Nagarjuna's root wisdom text. So that's the meaning of that. And the reason for this creation is to show that at the root of this practice is great compassion. So we see right at the outset or the beginning of this text the emphasis on great compassion. So this is one of the translation word is reason. So the reason for this explanation. Dixon. Okay.
And Pajatilla Dodon Deju to Ngabidin, Dodon, Sondes, Ngabidin, Golden Jambeon la Chobajo waters, Ngabidin Coin, Tana de Jambeon la Chobajo Jobares, Hama Bergijabe, Lotas will change over this. Ngabi dene in Angola Jabeon la Choba Jogus. Do you dene in Angola Tanji Shamba la Choba Jogus?
The Pu Jelpo?
Pu Jabo.
Okay, Su.
Tibet King.
Hakoso.
Oh, yeah. What that lot of Jagi
Less so.
Jagi Burkett Jogo do.
The Chi.
Ngabi dene in a
Less so.
Gola Jabeon la Choba Jogus.
Less so.
Do you dene in a Tanji Shamba la Choba Jogus? And do in a Sajet Shaju Shambala, Choba Jogos, and Hama, Persia Jabas with teams with the train, Kejaba.
Doi Dun Dun Nam Chen. Then Tama Yanjursurna? Do.
Ngabi Dun Soro. Ngabi Dun in Angola Jabella, Choba Jogos.
Nipa Nam Chen.
Do in a Taji Shamba.
Less so.
Do in a Sajet Shaju Shambala.
Okay, Buddha Bodhisattva. Tuche.
Persia with trains, train.
Tuche. Okay. So the reason at the beginning of this text we see the homage to Manjushri, tender, glorious, ever youthful. And the reason for this prostration to Manjushri or homage to Manjushri is because there was an actual rule made by a Tibetan king that stated there had to be certain homages paid at the beginning of certain types of texts. So the rules or the law that was put into place by this Tibetan king were as follows. If the text, and it relates to the three baskets. So if a text was dealing with the Abhidharma basket, the translators were to put homage to Manjushri. If the text dealt with the Vinaya basket, the translators were told to write homage to omniscience. And if it was a text about the sutra teachings, then the translators were told to pay homage to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And the king set this forth like a law so that the readers could understand right away from the beginning of the text what the material within the text was going to be related to. That's why we see this homage to Manjushri right at the beginning, because this text would fall under the category of the Abhidharma. Digsum.
Sanji Jokal and the Shuarisana, Sanji the Shanchu Sambal Tumores, Sanji Shanchu Sambal Letrunji. Hinji sent the Nisu Melo, Shanchu sent Jesina. Hinji sends the Sija Taji Lamine, maybe Sija Taji Lamine, number the Ganda, Treatise, see number Jensiva, Hinji Chambi Seni. Hinji sent down, sense that Shanchu sent Jumon. Hinji sent down. Nisu Melo, don't need to be shadow. What the Hinji sent the Nisu Shanchu sent. The day choose on the Shanchu Sambi Juris, Shanchu Sambi Jo. Shanchu Samba honor Jury Lord, Shansan honor. Shanchu Samba Tony to be about your mother. Tony Matukan you are. Shirama Moji Shanchu Samba Tony Dugumare. And the Shanchu Samba. Then the day choose on. The Shanchu Sambi Jun is that the Shansan honor what he is.
Wangu Ripa Yapo?
Omodobo.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay. Touche.
Yeah.
So the Shravakas and those halfway to Buddhahood are born from the mighty sage, and Buddhas take their birth from the Bodhisattva heroes. Compassion, non-duality, the wish for Buddhahood for others' sake are causes of the conqueror, children of the conqueror. So here, the Shravakas and those halfway to Buddhahood are born from the mighty sage. So the cause of the Shravakas and the Prachika Buddhas is the Buddha. And Buddhas take their birth from Bodhisattva heroes. So the Buddhas arise from Bodhisattvas. Compassion, non-duality, the wish for Buddhahood for others' sake are the causes of the children of the conqueror. So the children of the conqueror here is referring to Bodhisattvas. And it says that compassion, and compassion here is referring to great compassion, which has as its object of observation all sentient beings, and it is a wish that wishes that all of those sentient beings that are its object of observation are free from suffering and the causes of suffering. So this is the type of great compassion or compassion that is being referred to here. It's a compassion that has all sentient beings as its object. Non-duality here referring to the wisdom realizing emptiness. So emptiness here. And the wish for Buddhahood for others' sake is the mind that aspires to enlightenment or bodhicitta. So here it says the wish, the compassion, non-duality, and this wish for Buddhahood for others' sake are the cause of the children of the conqueror. So this wish then turns into the actual mind, which then causes that being to be called then a bodhisattva. Digsung Rinpoche.
Hiji senta nisu melo na shangchu sen jese na jijo. Kanshi tsenyi ijayu loto pansu ndi sabyon tanda pela chondo yane to longshu nela miba tabun dojo ba teshi daga thoma nyeji toba jes. Paden dawa trabe oman yungo le nyeji le toshan zeba res. Jusen kare resena nyeji shenpo te sanji ju kumon toba la thoma kechewa Bado kechewa, tama kechewa yinzang, an nyeji shenpala choba res. Teshidaki nyeji toba jes.
So next, of the Buddha's abundant crop, compassion is the seed. It is like the moisture bringing increase, and is said to ripen in the state of lasting happiness. Therefore, to begin, I celebrate compassion. So here, compassion becomes important at the very beginning, in the middle to bring increase, and then at the end, once one is a Buddha, to ripen into the lasting. It says to ripen in the state of lasting happiness. I don't know why I can't keep switching that. To ripen in the state of lasting happiness. So here we see compassion being important at the beginning, middle, and end. And so it says, therefore, to begin, at the beginning of this text, I bow down, I celebrate great compassion. Digsung Rinpoche. Nangji Ju.
Tanji shenpo sanji kumon toba la toda basu to kechewas. Toma kechewa sabyon tabu res. Bado kechewa chulyu tabu. Tama kechewa drebu miba tabu inbe esher. Teyi nuzan nyeji shenpo choba res.
So it is like the seed in the beginning, and it's like the moisture that brings increase, and it's like the fruition, the ripening that carries on into the fruition, which is the state of lasting happiness. So this is why it says, therefore, I celebrate compassion. Digsung.
Ta tomo nga she da la shen juji, da gan de shen ngon la cha che ba. So chun shen da rong ma ba yi, ro la nyi ju ngon de lan dus. Tomo nga she da la shen, ta nga so nga se nga de ba tru ba den zin. Ane tene nga ye wa de ba tru ba zin. Ti yo nga ko lu ko de res. Ane da gan de shen ngon la cha che ba. So chun shen da rong ma ba yi, ju de la tene ane sentient na tuma me ba no ko ko de res. Da gen de shngo la cha che ba su chun shen da ro me ba yi ro la ji je ga su ji ji chu go da ne ko ko de ga tu de ji ji shen ba che go as de yin su zang ji ji shen ba ba yin s de shi da ge ni tuma ni ji de ba ji s pa den da ta be tuma ni ji shen ba la de ba de ge bi ju sen de 진지 첨부도 토다 바중도 개제와 인상 아는 도마 진지 첨부를 또셔 제바 인스 어떤 송고서.
So here it says then, beings think I at first and cling to self. They think of mine and are attached to things. They thus turn helplessly as buckets on a water wheel, and to compassion for such beings I bow down. So here, first one grasps at the I as being truly established, and then cling to this, and then they cling to the things that they believe are theirs or are part of mine. And these, as a result of this grasping at I and grasping at mine, cyclic existence occurs out of this misapprehension of grasping at the I as being truly established and what is mine as being truly established. It says they think of mine and are attached to things. They thus turn helplessly as buckets on a water wheel. To compassion for such beings I bow down. So here, Chandrakirti is paying homage to great compassion that has as its object of observation all of those beings which are in cyclic existence as a result of grasping at I and grasping at mine. So it says at the beginning here, in the beginning here, Chandrakirti states that he bows down to compassion for those beings. Disung.
다 니지 쳔보들 송요레스 senchen zangla mebe nyeji chenpo, chula mebe nyeji chenpo, mimela mebe nyeji chenpo. Senchen zangla mebe nyeji chenpo de kandarasi na, toni tubi shero dang, mataba tubi shero je mazimbe, nyeji chenpo de la senchen zangla mebe nyeji chenpo. Chula mebe nyeji sena, mataba tubi shero je sembe, nyeji chenpo de chula mebe nyeji chenpo. Toni tubi shero je sembe, 니제보다 매매라면 니제보 어떤 송요 니제보 송요 알았어.
So when we divide great compassion, we can divide it into three separate categories. The first category is called great compassion that observes sentient beings. And this is a great compassion that merely observes the suffering of sentient beings, but does not observe their impermanence, nor does it observe their emptiness. The next is called the great compassion that observes phenomena, and this is a great compassion which observes the impermanence of the sentient beings that are suffering. So it's the next level. The next category is this great compassion that observes I think it's observationless, or that which can't be observed. And here this refers to one who has this great compassion that recognizes the impermanence of the suffering of sentient beings and their emptiness. So this is the third, the greatest level of great compassion. Ne?
Raji Nietzsche Tomber Thonga, Raji Nietzsche Tomber Thonga, Jayu Sebo. Jayu Seven Days, Hangon Roana, Naba Troashashi, Nietzsche Wanjujin, going to Zombie Maybe Ranga Kawala, Radu Nebadan, Damasha was, that's how Tombo Rodu Kawa, Neba Jamama, Satu Mimara Joyoro, what is one there? Satambo Rodu Kawas, Neba Jamama, what the Satu me. That's
Guru Rinpoche.
Radu never then Tombo Shesha was the Satombo Radu never says Satombo Ten.
The Shloka cheek not so lasun. That's Guru Rinpoche. The Senchen, the Dawa Dandra, Dawa Dang Chu Dangdrar, Dawa, Moon. Moon, the Kabiore, Natsu de Shloka de la Loma song. So
yes, they sang on Roana, Naba Troashash, Tijo Wanjujin, going to Zombie Maybe Rango Gawala, Rodam never then Tombosha, Satambo Cigarettes, Satambo Rodu Gawas, Satam V. Senle, Rodu Gawas, Rodu Gawa.
The Rinpoche, the Dawa, the Drowa, you are. Dawa Dar.
Okay.
Okay. Then they loson. Dawa. Okay.
Loba Troa Shashi, Nijo Wanjuji. Going to Zombie Maybe Rango Gawala,
Okay.
Rodu Nebadan, Tambo Shesha was, Satambi Senle, Satambo Rodu Gawas, or the Zungres.
Beings are like the moon in rippling water, fitful, fleeting, empty in their nature. Bodhisattvas see them thus and yearn to set them free. Their wisdom is beneath compassion's power. So here, this fourth stanza, Rinpoche didn't point it all out, but shows the four types of compassion. I mean, the three types of compassion. Compassion that acknowledges beings, compassion that acknowledges phenomena, compassion that acknowledges or observes that which is observationless, empty in nature. Beings are like the moon in rippling water, fitful, fleeting, empty in their nature. Bodhisattvas see them thus and yearn to set them free. Their wisdom is beneath compassion's power. Through dedication with Samantabhadra's prayer, they rest in perfect joy, the first of all grounds, and henceforth, gaining this, they take the name of Bodhisattva and they're thus renowned. So here, the perfect joy is the first Bodhisattva ground's name. So, Rinpoche, the Satambo Raptu Gawa.
사담비 밀 첸 러도 가와
Then it's the ngama konsu this shanchu semba. Kanyu sena konsu the solam konsu shanchu semba. Garshane the Raptu Gawa lena the mean da shanchu semba. Garshane the
사담불로 되는 사담비 첸 쇼스나 사담보 러도 가와서 그래
less so.
난 예바 저마마 사줄 첸만도 줘요로 어드네즈도 되는 투바 돈이 공수 샤주세면 돈이 공수 투바 되네즈데 는 사담보 투바레스 되네즈도 되는 투바 조아이스 조바이스 돈이 공수 투바 되네즈데 사담보 투바레스 되네리 사니바 저마마 somba yoshiba oduzu borijin tulu.
Then they Rinpoche, Shanchu Semba Sheji Droniki Nyedo. They don't agree.
Shanchu Semba.
Gangesene de Ngama Kong Shanchu Semba.
Shanchu Semba Sheji Drani Jenye Dos. Shanchu Semba me Torres. Drani Jenye Dos.
Yene Raptu Gawa Satambo. Shanchu Semba Ngama, it's Solam.
Haman Shanchu Semba Resaro. Solong goes in Shanchu Semba Resaro.
Then Garshane the Mingda, the Tanda Mingda, Raptu Gawa, the Tanda Shanchu Semba.
Ratambo Satambo Rodu Gawas. Tony Shanchu Semba, Tony Monson to Batise.
Ale.
Satambo Rodu Gawa to Bates. Tene Zonde Saniba Jamame Balazo, Origin to
So. Yine Ngechewa Shanchu Semba Sheji Droniki the Da.
Shanchu Semba Sheji
Da.
Drani Jenye
Then Garshane Ming Da. Tanda. Ngama Shanchu Semba Ming Da. The Ngechewa.
Tene in Suzan Shanchu Semba make 10 tabares. Shanchu Semba Sheji Drani Jenye
So the question, let me read this just so it doesn't just sound like a bunch of words we're making over here. Through dedication with Samantabhadra's prayer, they rest in perfect joy, the first of all grounds. And henceforth, gaining this, they take the name of Bodhisattva and they're thus renowned. My question is this. This is at the path of seeing when this takes place. Once a Bodhisattva sees emptiness, he or she is on the first Bodhisattva ground called perfect joy. And my question is then, they actually are bodhisattvas at the path of accumulation. So why is it now saying the name of bodhisattva is thus renowned? So they are now bodhisattvas who have had the direct perception of emptiness, but they were bodhisattvas the minute that they generated bodhicitta. So that was my question here. And Rinpoche is just saying that this bodhisattva, the name of bodhisattva, this bodhisattva is one that is on the bodhisattva ground, that has actually seen emptiness. Okay.
Resu jeba on this, resu jeba on res, jeba te. Then kundu zombie maybe ro, kundu zombie, kundu joa, sombo tanji bombayi kun tombo kunju son ode jida kunda ta chunje ode tombo kunju son to bombayi
This sum, jitta. Yeah, just
jida kunda ji tata tanji tawa in ode son to bombares tombo kunju son
jitta
bombares
gunta tata. This sum.
yeah
Deji nan deni gun jo sum. Jorwa sum bo.
ode joa sombo tanji bombayi joa sombo tombo kunju son bombares bombayi Shangju Senpa then Gawachu Chachins or the Tombo Gojus Bomba in the Shangju Senpa Gawachu Wares Gawachu to Chachin Jeden Kanja Guna Yoa Neba Joba is Shangju Senpa Satan Butuba days and the Shandu Jigandus Jebaina Jeden Kanja
Sayom dandrar.
사용 잡고.
Okay. Detsko rimching. Detsko. Gumebichi. I just want to see something here. I don't have one of my books that I needed to. That's all right. That's what I was looking for. All right. Well, when we look at this, let me see if it's here. It's right in the first ground. Anyway, I'll get it to you later. The three fetters. I'm just looking for the three fetters. It's the Hopkins emptiness. Okay, that'd be great. So we'll get back to that. So, for they are born from the offspring of the Tathagatas. The Dejin Shepi Rik Rinpoche? Dejin Shepi Techen Rik.
Techen to Rese Shibere Dejire.
Okay.
Teji Shamba, Daga Niji Shamba. Teji Shamba Juli Shamba, Techen to Rese Bares.
So here it says they are born, for they are born the offspring of the Tathagatas. So here, this is the great vehicle lineage, the lineage of the Tathagatas, the lineage of great compassion. Three fetters they have utterly forsworn. Fulfilled in supreme joy, these bodhisattvas have the power to shake 100 worlds. So now that this bodhisattva has achieved this is where it is. Now that the bodhisattva has achieved this direct perception of the nature of reality, has achieved the first bodhisattva ground of perfect joy, it says that this bodhisattva has enough power to create an earthquake in 100 worlds. So it's just trying to show the rarity and the power of this actual realization. So here, the three fetters, I'm going to find it any second. It's Jitta, Luta, Tata. Oh well. It's right in the view. This is a bigger version. Rinpoche, Jitta, Luta, this sum yapolago.
Yeah. Yida Gunda. Children to you, the dog was not here.
Okay. Rason. Gongel emepachik. So Jitsotawa Jita.
Jita sana ngara ngono truba zemba jioro. Od shero nyomo jeta jita lo jita.
So first is the view of the transitory collection as I and mine is real. So viewing that I and then grasping at what is mine is truly established. So this is the first. Jita
kunta leje ni yore. Jusen la tene de batruban zembe jita kunta la ore. Jusen la ma te ba nganga shushu ki de batruban zembe jita leje.
Okay, so Dao Chunzi Yomare.
Jita kunta tsuri tu shune ta chune jire.
And then yene de nga, de ewa nga, garshine ewa sum.
The
sum.
Jayu 70 second one number Druasha Hinji want to chi, going to zombie maybe Rama road Nebatan, Tambushi Shawos. Tenants was tenants to nearby Tamama Palasubo, Telegina, Origin Yungres.
We'll just have to go back because now there's 5. So let's just table it. Just going to table that for a moment, and because I don't want to get lost. Then this sum, garshane sum.
Yeda kunta tada chudin tu shunzi. Or the song Jai.
So we'll just table it because it seems like it's definite. It begins with Rinpoche saying the view of the transitory collection, and then there's also perverse view, and it sounds like just listing all but a couple of the 5. So I just want to look into this further. Okay, Diksong Rinpoche.
Yeah.
Dejin Shepa.
Jayu 70 second one number Druasha Hinji want to Kundu zombie maybe Ranga Gawala, Rod Nebatan Tambashi Shawos, Satom Satom Rodo Gawa, never Tamamapa, so Sajul Tamanda Juaris. The next one, the tenants one, Satom Rodo Gawa, Tuba, the next one there, and the Sajibala Suba to Zukangalo, for region Togares, Toba Chobai, Shanju Sembe Sheji, Dani Chenya Dot. Shanju Semba Shishai and made 10 Tobares. Cheneto, then the Jinshibana Riso on Chibades. Tony also Tuba Maze and the Jinshibana Riso on Chibares, Chebate. Then the Gundu some Tachipon, Tomo Gujuson, Pombayins. Shanju Semba then Gawachudo, Jusashin. Jiden Kanja Kune, you are never Shanju Samba never than you are Satombo. Shanju Jigan Jebaina, Jiden Kanja Yonson go to us. You are never Juba is Satombo never than you are.
Jikden Kam. Dejin Shepa Nangji really day Dejin going to Samba Jikden Kam. Okay, the Jikden Kam Sayom Dandrash. Okay. Then
Jiden Kanja Sangu Jabana.
Okay, so I just want to make sure as we go. Okay, so beings Through dedication with Samantabhadra's prayer, they rest in perfect joy, the first of all grounds. So this is referring to the first bodhisattva ground. When the bodhisattva achieves the path of seeing, he or she achieves the first bodhisattva ground. That bodhisattva ground is called perfect joy. The next bodhisattva ground is called immaculate or stainless perfection. It's translated a lot of different ways, but here we're referring to the first bodhisattva ground, which is achieved when that bodhisattva comes out of realizing emptiness for the first time. Then he or she is on the ground of perfect joy. It says they rest the first of all grounds, and henceforth, gaining this, they take the name of bodhisattva and are thus renowned. So here this is referring to a bodhisattva who is on among the 10 grounds. That kind of bodhisattva who has seen emptiness. This type of bodhisattva says, for they are born the offspring of the Tathagatas, meaning the lineage of the great vehicle. They have great compassion. 3 fetters they have utterly forsworn. Fulfilled in supreme joy, these bodhisattvas have the power to shake hundreds of worlds. So it's showing the greatness of the power of this bodhisattva, is that he or she, through all of these collections, have achieved this first bodhisattva ground, which is very rare and has the power to create earthquakes in 100 worlds, just to show the greatness of it. And then, okay, Sane. This Becha Sarpa, Juchu Junga. This Sane.
Sane Shejin, Komaro the Doajurus, Sane Shejin, Komaro the Sadamoroto Gawani, but Mama Ponrichin Togres, Sane Shejin.
Ale, Sana. Okay, less so.
Sadamot Jamama, Niba Yoshiba, Somba Yoshiba, what the Ponrichin they are Togres.
From ground to ground they stride, their steps lead ever higher, meaning through the bodhisattva grounds. So first going so they first achieve the state of Arya, bodhisattva, at the path of seeing, which is the ground of perfect joy, Raptugawa. At that point in time, they are Arya bodhisattvas. And then they go from that ground to the next ground, which is the immaculate or stainless. And then after that, they move on to the next ground, and then the next ground after that. So you'll see how these chapters are named after the bodhisattva. Well, they're cut off at the top, I think, aren't they? Anyway, each of these chapters is named. No, they're not. Is named for the ground itself. So we go to the luminous, which is the third ground, and then radiant and hard to keep. I don't know why I couldn't see that a second ago. But each of those are the names of the actual grounds themselves. So it's saying from ground to ground they stride, their steps lead ever higher, meaning higher on the grounds closer to Buddhahood. Okay, Diksung Rinpoche. Detsi Deyi.
Descendi Ngandulon Tadanga Banjur, Satom Tobatice, Nason Chiage, the and the lake of Pombares, Descendi Ngandulon Tadanga Banjur, Nason Chiage, Jotusul Ngandulon Serote, the Gabares,
Lesso,
Ngandulon and Gabanjuro, Descendi Susuju Sana Tajises. Sadambutuba days, Susuju Sasevares,
Lesso,
Palantun Gurua,
Lesso,
say, then Papa Jeba, then Papa Jeba, Jeter Data Yawa dance, Papa Jeba. Then Papa Jeba,
no, what then?
Jeter Data Yawa dance, Papa Jeba, so what the Saint Tabaris.
Okay, Disku. Now it says, all the paths to lower realms have now been closed. The states of common beings are no longer theirs. Their level likened to the 8th stage of Aryas. So now, as they move higher and higher, they move closer to Buddhahood. And at the point of the perfect joy, that bodhisattva has closed the door to the lower realms of cyclic existence. It says the states of common beings are no longer theirs. Because this bodhisattva is now an Arya, is now a superior being. This bodhisattva is no longer an ordinary being. He or she is a superior. So that's why it says the states of common beings are no longer theirs, because they are now superior beings, those beings who have seen emptiness. Their level likened to the 8th stage of the Aryas. So they say that the bodhisattva who has reached this first bodhisattva level is similar to the 8th level of an Arya. Then Rinpoche, the Dondagare, Deni Papa Jepa.
Then Papa Jepa, then Papa Jepa the Juju Marba Juju.
The Dondagare.
Papa Jepa Cheta,
Nyentu.
the Nyawa dance. Juju Shimon, what in the Momaja Euro. Papa Jepa the Juju. Papi long Jula Juba. The Papa Jepa Logos, Papa Jepa.
Okay, so Rinpoche said there's many of these stages of the Aryas. I was trying to get clear the level likened to the 8th stage of the Aryas. And Rinpoche started to list and then realized I wouldn't know them, and then just said there's a lot of stages. Rinpoche, the Palam Gatsiyere.
Juju Shubat Deneni, Shon Shubat Deneni,
Sure, it's in
Shimon
this.
Shubat
This is the hard
Deneni,
stuff.
Dajun Shubat Deneni, Papa Jeto what the Marbe. And then Dajumba, Sanje, Young the Papa Jepas. Juju Shubat Deneni, Shon Shubat Deneni, Shimon Shubat Deneni, Dajun Shubat Deneni, Papa Jeba. Papa Jeba the Veji, Juju.
We'll just we'll find that later. It is 8th. If I can find it. How does this commentary work? Grounds. Oh well. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have it here either. Okay, so the 8th level is sometimes called the candidate for stream enterer. So the stream enterer abiding by the result. Okay. So there's different ways to... Okay, I see. The Rasung Rinpoche. Stream enterer, once returner, non-returner, arhat. I don't know. The Jepa, the Tama Rinpoche?
아,
The Palam Tama, Jepa?
제바 어디
Tama?
그거 발론이 바바 제바스로 바바 제바.
Then the Teme Rinpoche?
팀에 요르와.
Okay, so this is these 8 levels are 8 levels according to the 8 levels according to the lesser vehicle tradition, and the 8th level is the highest level of this lesser vehicle tradition for Aryas. So this is saying that this bodhisattva is equal to the highest Arya at that point. Now we can find what those 8 are called later, but Rinpoche is just saying that we can divide it into, there's some commentary in here too, but it got confusing for me, so I just want to table it. But so we need to look up the 3 fetters and then the 8. Diksong Rinpoche Tuche.
근데 바바 제바 저다 바바 제바 저다 대다르 녀와데 조비상 주센터 담불라네 장 통화송제 안에 라선 제나네 소나다 공화지 나바 페스 네 조비상 주센터 사담불라네 배장 안에 송 통화송제 네 라산 라제 단에 되던 라제 소노 다가 공화지 나바 페스 rejigono sejuno bat lugono sejuno gres shachusa bat zunyara lugono sejuno rejigono sejuno gres rejigono sejuno de chejama jula jeba imbezere lugono sejuno tonjongosun toba imbezere odo sonde sare.
With perfect bodhicitta as their aim, though dwelling on the first, these born from the Buddha's speech now surpass Pratyeka Buddhas too. They soar above them by their merits growing strength, and their wisdom also went on far progressed. Sanjay Shuchu. The Danny Rangdu Sona Lo Hlapa Jor.
Zobi Shanchu Senda Tambula Nejang.
The Zobi Shanchu Semba
Tambula Nejang. Sa Tambula Nebejang. Tuan Sonje Ransan Je Nane. Sona Da Waji Nova Base. Sa Tambula Nebejang. Nyetodan Raja to Luyukuna Sejin about the Rijikun Sejin no 2 days. Sona Da Waji Nova Pay. Then Rindu Swan Loyan Labajurs. Sadamba Rindusuma Tis, Rijigun Sejinaba Mazi, Luguna Sejinogres, Shaduji Keji Michila, Chunil and Jodonica Nubi. What is more?
Then Lu Garishene Sejinobo?
Tony Mosun to Lugun, Tony Mosun to Bade, Nietudan Rajela Yodro.
Lesso.
Shanchu Sama Tony Mosun to Bade Lugune, Yaran Sejinogres. Yaran Tony Mosun to Bayore, Shanchu Sambalea, Tony Mosun to Bayore, Shanchu Sambe Tony Mosun to Be, and Yaran Lugune, Candace Nogresna. Shaduji Keji Michila, Chunila Jodanica Nubiaser. Shaduji Keji Matrici, Tonil Paju, Sedabaniga Nubainza, Neranga to Nugo Maris, and then Yaran Sejin Nugores.
Okay, so with perfect bodhicitta as their aim, though dwelling on the first, those born from Buddha's speech, they now surpass Pratyeka Buddhas too. So even those Pratyeka Buddhas, those who are arhats, they surpass them at that point because their speech, it's Practical Buddhists too. They soar above them by their merits growing strength, and their wisdom also went on far progressed, because the bodhisattvas on the first ground have the wisdom realizing emptiness that has a special quality that is able to, from one moment to the next, be able to understand the nature of reality and then conventional. So they have this ability that surpasses the Practical Buddhas, and their merits growing strength because of the bodhicitta, because of the compassion. Dene? Deni Rangdu. Sunra. Sunandagi. Wangi. Detsi de la Sok Sanje Chukju. The. Detsi de la Sok Sanje Chukju. Shanje Chukju.
Descendi suju sana tangese. Palang toba yinzo suju satse baro. Suju.
The Jew.
Tomba jimbi tani laba jo. Ransha tela.
The Dets.
Goba sheba ye.
The Detsitso Shanchu Ju Tambo.
Tetsitela.
Shanchup Ju.
Tetsitela shanchu jo.
Tambo Jinba.
Tetsitela.
Shanchu Ju Tambo Jin.
Tetsitela.
Shanchu Ju.
Duson shanchu jo.
Tambo Jimba.
Duson shanchu jo. Tambo jimbi tani laba jos. Ne tetse sa tambo rodu toba tetse. Ne duson shanchu jo. Zubi sanji kumu tobi jo. Tambo jimbi tani laba josa. Jimbi pashinga nyale che laba togres. Sa tambo ikoso. Jimbi pashinga nyale che laba togres. Nipa chutinji pashinga nyale che laba panrijin toyongres.
The Rangsha, the Shilokachi,
Rangsha de lang, goba sheba ye.
No.
Hado morombo bi juan joros.
Dixon.
Susui shaba ne, jen le jemba tambal pe, goba shen le jemba tang toga yongres. Rangsha de lang, goba sheba ye. Hado morombo bi, susu ki shad ba ne, ne jemba tang goba jene, ne jen le jemba tamba yina, ne hado morombo tabarez. Shinan lang ya namajiro. Hado morombo bi juan joro.
So the initial. Dixon.
Ja. Ju de gun dewa gun de jin. Seje gal dewa do dongen do maro. Ju de gun dewa gun de jin. Ne mendu mena. Dewa on longe même là. Mena dewa matul dewa de le longe yena dewa yongore. Longe mena dewa yong maro. Mena dewa longe même là. Longe jan jen le josen ne tobe tambo jimbi tani to longe jim kardo longe go jode jimba le jimba
Less so.
jimba le den longe de yongo yetan
Less so.
ane tambo sanje ge jimbi jimba de somba le
Less
jimba
so. Okay, so
jen le jon chen ne tuana de tambo jimbi tanje tos hinje 현재 체진 신두도는 라드 플랜이도 좋아가 대다게 데비 롱셔나 동행 예제 저 진례죠 네 진비 까지 나지체 파비주 하나 파비주 하비주 단체 녀도 또 되네 세준야다 장시대 대유주진 시와 Doa Juros, the Kale, you know.
Shenlai, Drowa Jur. Joy, that delay. Drowa. Indeed, election. Journey, Drowa Jor. Okay. The initial cause of perfect Buddhahood is generosity, which here is now preeminent. With joy, the bodhisattvas give their very flesh, a sign whereby the unseen is inferred. So here, when a bodhisattva is giving his or her flesh, it's a sign that they have this generosity. It says it's a sign whereby the unseen is inferred. So it's inferred that the bodhisattva has this generosity if he or she is giving their flesh to a being. So there's a story of the Buddha in a previous life actually giving his own flesh to a tigress and her cubs, in order to sustain them because they were starving. So that's what this is referring to, that the bodhisattva is willing to give their own flesh out of this generosity, and generosity being the first of the perfections. So it says the initial cause of perfect Buddhahood. So the initial perfection, that which is to initially be perfected, is generosity. The second is ethics. If we look at in order, generosity, then ethics. Jimby, and from generosity we see that the Jimbi Longshu Jini De. From generosity comes the enjoyments, comes riches and so forth. From ethics comes happiness, but here we're speaking of generosity. And generosity, from generosity comes the enjoyments. And then it says, all living beings yearn for only happiness, and yet there is no human joy without enjoyment of possessions. The latter in turn arise from generosity. This Buddha knew and so spoke first of giving. So why was generosity spoken of first? It's because humans like enjoyments, like possessions, and the way that one gets possessions is through generosity. And it says, all living beings yearn for only happiness, and yet there is no human joy without enjoyment of possessions. So the Buddha, knowing this, taught the cause for that first, because he knew that that would entice people, because they would want things. So they would want to know how to get things. Meager in compassion and with harsh and ruthless minds, beings seek their self-regarding gain, and yet the riches they pursue, the healing of their ills, are fruits of generosity alone. So here the one is mistaken in the way they go about pursuing riches and so forth, because riches and so forth can only be caused ultimately by generosity. And so it's saying, meager in compassion with harsh and ruthless minds, beings seek their self-regarding gain, and yet the riches they pursue, those enjoyments that they pursue, are only caused by generosity, nothing else. So all of this evil and harshness that they're engaging in does not cause what they're pursuing. It actually causes the opposite of what they are pursuing. Indeed, it is through acts of generosity that they are swift to meet with noble beings. They cleanly cut the stream of birth and death and journey into peace, possessed of such a cause. So possessed of such a cause, meaning collecting the causes for ending birth, ending death, and so forth. The Triwa, the Garshan. Maybe we'll do some questions now. Or if anybody doesn't have a question, then we don't do question. Sure.
Just a clarification.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So in practice, there are the two vehicles. the Hinayana and the Mahayana. And an individual chooses one or the other. Is there, I guess I'm their level, on 7 when you were talking about their level likened, a bodhisattva who's at the first level of perfect joy, their level is likened to the 8th stage of the Aryas. Does a bodhisattva go through those stages, or is that different? They're different vehicles.
Rinpoche.
Does that make sense?
Rinpoche. The chu ewa te chen dan teme ni. The shanchu semba teme nyamlen kanga chesun.
Yeah, the Shanju Sembe, Shanju Sembe Nyalan, Teme Nyalan Kanga Yoro. Chebu Chungo the Tomo Laji, Day Tomo Lari Kanga Yoro.
So the bodhisattva goes through all of the stages that a Hinayanist would go through. That's why we have the teaching shared in common with beings of small capacity, teaching shared in common with beings of medium capacity, and the teachings for beings of great capacity. Rinpoche, Shanchu Semba de Palanje Drogudue. But that doesn't mean that they do every stage the way or in the fashion that it's presented in the Hinayana. Because I just said, does the Bodhisattva go through those 8? And Rinpoche said, no, they don't go through those exact 8. But they do begin first looking for the higher realms, but they don't. They're different tracks for sure. They're different tracks in terms of the specifics that one would practice. Then Shanchu Semba, the Kanga, the Tambo, the Temepa.
No.
So Bodhisattvas were not all Hinayanist first, if that makes sense. Okay. I just want to make sure whenever someone asks a question, I don't assume that what I said clarifies it.
I don't have a question, but I do want to, again, thank Rinpoche.
Tuchena Rinpoche.
And I wanted to thank you, Jeff, for interpreting. But I do also want to acknowledge that I really appreciate his being here, especially knowing the suffering that takes place physically with the treatments that he goes through. So I gain the benefits that I get from being in his presence. I deeply and sincerely want to thank him for that.
Rinpoche, the Cheran, the Dakpar Pegudu, the Ngatsu Lamrim Chenmo Trigudu, the Tanda Umajupa Trigudu, the Tanda Cheran, that's Kali Kapudu, the Chaksama Dang, the Cheran Sansan Nagdu, Yine Dakpar Pegudu, then Cheran Kadrin Chenbo tu Chena, Nga Sheda Gagudu, Nga Sheda Pentogudu, Cheran Ma Pena Nga Nugdu, Den Sunsan the Yanja Peronan Ganginsun the Nga Sheda Pentogudu.
Yeah.
Yep. The 3 fetters, the view of the transitory composite, the belief in the superiority of their ethical discipline, and doubt, together with all the other obscurations eliminated on the path of seeing. So it's inferred. That doesn't even make sense. Why would they be 3 fetters, not 5 fetters? I give up. Okay. The Cheran Becha. Not copy Jai. You're it. Okay, so we're going to end there, I think. And please keep, this is going to make any sense, but little C's mother in your prayers. going through some heart stuff. I said I would say prayers for her. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the benefit of the teachings of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Drapa to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well, with whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors, traversed 3 times. I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land surrounded by snowy mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness. All-powerful Avalokiteshvara Tenzin Gyatso, may you stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, the spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Tuji Rimchi Guti Shapi Deranang Ngatsu Lamrim Chimo Kangachil Ngatsu Umajuba Kangachil.